Hey folks, McCrispy here. Today I'm going to explain what Pokémon Unite is for those of you who may not have heard of it, or if you're wondering if this is the kind of game for you. This game has been out for a little while, I believe a year and a half or so, and it's one of my absolute favorites. So I thought I'd explain more of what it's about in hopes that more of you will join the Unite community. Now before I jump in, let me just say that there is a lot going on in this game. So I have decided to make multiple videos regarding specific topics, for example, different Pokemon and their moves, into other videos to keep this one shorter and more concise. This is also my first video that I have ever made, so if you like the video, or if you notice things that could be improved, please feel free to let me know. I'd really appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Pokémon Unite is a free-to-play, multiplayer online battle arena game, or MOBA for short, that pits two teams of up to 5 players against each other to see who can score the most points in a set time limit. For each match, players will pick which Pokemon they want to play as. They'll knock out wild Pokemon, knock out the opposing team's Pokemon, collect energy, score that energy into goals, level up and evolve their Pokemon, learn new moves, and team up with their teammates to accomplish objectives and win the game. Pokémon Unite was released in 2021 and is currently available for mobile play as well as on the Nintendo Switch. It does run better on mobile, but there's something way more fun about playing it on a big screen with your friends nearby. Unlike other MOBA games, such as League of Legends, Pokémon Unite is incredibly more simplistic and easy to understand, making it more welcoming for novice players and those who want to just have a good time. The controls are easy to grasp. Pokemon have limited options regarding their moves, they have limited item choices, and battles are kept relatively short, 10 minutes or less depending on what mode you're playing. The game also does a very good job at explaining everything you need to know, and making the user interface snappy, highlighted, and more approachable. Let me warn you though, although many would say that this game lacks strategy and is too easy, competitive play is growing in this community, and winning is not always easy. Ranked matches are available, and at some point in time, you will get pissed off. But it's fun, so you'll most likely be okay with it. Maybe. There are multiple maps in Pokémon Unite, but each one is always divided in half with one side for your team and one side for the other team. Each team has a spawn point in their base, as well as goalposts that they need to defend. The number of goalposts also depends on the map you're playing on, but I'm going to just focus on the main map as it is the one that players will mostly be playing on. Each side of the map is divided into 3 sections: the top lane, the bottom lane, and the middle lane, which players also call the jungle. You'll be picking which lane you want to go to prior to the match beginning. Each lane has different wild Pokemon for players to knock out, and as such, the Pokemon you're able to play do better in some lanes than others. For example, Gardevoir is a great mid-lane Pokemon, but she may struggle in the other 2 lanes, as Routes, her previous evolution, is relatively weak and evolves later than most Pokemon. But I'll get into this more in another video. The top and bottom lanes both have two goals that connect to the central goals closest to your base. The first goal will break after the opposing team scores 80 points into it, and the second goals will break after 100 points are scored into them. The goal closest to your base will never break. In between each goal is a blue aura that speeds up your Pokemon. This is so you can quickly get back into the match after being knocked out. Be careful though, as after a goal is broken, the blue aura connecting the two goals will also disappear. Halfway through a match, a jump pad will be available in your base. Using this jump pad will allow you to launch your Pokemon in 3 different directions to help you get back into the game. Scattered around the map are patches of tall grass. You can move your Pokemon in them to hide from enemies, making you invisible. Be careful though, as they will be able to see you if you're being attacked. If you start attacking someone, or if they are in the same patch of grass as you. Lastly, there are 3 objective spaces on the map where a powerful wild Pokemon will spawn periodically during the match. Each lane has one of these areas. Like I said previously, there are multiple maps you can play on, such as Aroma Park, Mur Stadium, and Shiver City. Each of these maps has their own gimmick and are considered quick matches due to the time limit being no longer than 5 minutes. These maps also only allow 4v4 matches and even 3v3 matches. Scoring is how you win in this game, and Pokémon Unite makes it simple to do so. To score, you need to dunk some Eos energy into the opposing team's goals. Eos energy is represented by these yellow orbs. A small yellow orb is worth 1 point, and a big orb is worth 5 points. To collect energy, you can either knock out wild Pokemon spread throughout the arena, or you can knock out Pokemon on the opposing team to steal some of their energy. You also can pick up extra energy that other players have left on the ground. At the beginning of the match, you can only collect up to 30 Eos energy, but as the match progresses and you level up, you'll be able to collect up to 50. If you are already carrying the max amount of energy, knocking out a Pokemon will make them drop their energy on the ground for anyone to pick up later. You then take this energy to a goal, hold the button, and watch as your Pokemon slams those points to make a satisfying score. One thing to note is that you can be interrupted from scoring if you take damage at any point during the scoring animation. This also means that you can block opposing Pokemon from scoring goals by dealing damage to them. Throughout the match, powerful Pokemon will spawn on the map. Defeating these Pokemon, meaning you or someone on your team gets the last hit on it, gives your team a powerful boost. The top lane will spawn Regieleki. If you defeat it, Regieleki will slowly move toward the opposing team's goal. If it reaches the goal before being knocked out, it will score 20 points for your team and open the goal. This means that your team can instantly score on it without having to wait through the animation. The bottom lane spawns one of 3 Pokemon, each of which gives your whole team experience, but also gives a unique buff depending on which one is spawned. Defeating Regice will give your team healing over time. Defeating Registeel will buff your team's offense and damage, and defeating Regirock will give your team boosted defenses. At the end of the match, Rayquaza will spawn in the very middle of the map. If your team defeats it, your team will be healed, receive a big shield to nullify damage, you'll receive an increase in offense, and you'll have your scoring animation drastically increase. The entire match leads up to Rayquaza, so you want to make it your top priority when it is spawned. This is usually where a giant team clash happens, and it's really fun. There are currently over 40 playable Pokemon in Pokémon Unite, with more being released on a somewhat consistent basis. In order to take each Pokemon into a match, you have to own that specific Pokémon Unite's license. The licenses differ in price, either real money or in-game currency, with some being relatively cheap and others being quite expensive. The developers of the game have done a good job at adding classic favorites to the game, such as Charizard, Gengar, Gardevoir, Snorlax, Greninja, and many others, while also showing some love by adding more niche Pokemon such as Cramorant, Crustle, Greedent, Buzzwole, Sableye, Dodrio, and many others. Each Pokemon is placed into one of 5 categories. We have our attackers, who primarily focus on damage and have low health. We have speedsters, who use their high speed and damage output to score goals and escape bad situations. We have our defenders, who are tanks, have lots of health and protect their allies and goals. We have supporters, who heal and provide buffs to teammates. And lastly, we have all-rounders that all excel in a variety of the groups aforementioned. Some are tanky but hit hard, some are fast and have access to self-healing, etc. Each Pokemon has 4 different moves and a powerful charged-up ability called a Unite move. Upon leveling up during the match, players will pick between 2 of these 4 moves until finally unlocking their Unite move later down the line. Due to the high number of moves and Pokemon, I'll cover all of these details in separate videos if you're interested. But all in all, no matter your playstyle, there's a Pokemon in the game for everyone, and it's really fun to experiment with them all. Pokémon Unite has an extensive battle hub that, if you ask me, is a little bit much, but it works. From the main menu, you can start a match, you can check out all the Pokémon in the game, you can access the shop, you can browse and power up your items, you can read up on current events that are going on, you can change your settings, view your friends list, and much, much more. This hub will get easier to navigate as you play, and is considerably simple compared to other MOBAs. But one thing that you'll quickly find annoying is this red dot. Pokémon Unite is great in the fact that it is constantly giving you free things, such as in-game currency to buy other Pokemon, gives you clothes for your avatar, that kind of stuff. And earning them can be really simple, simply as logging into the game. They also can require a bit more effort, like winning 50 matches, winning 100 matches, playing a specific Pokemon. But this dot means that you've completed one of these tasks, and if you click into the designated menu, you can claim your free prizes. This may sound great, but it quickly becomes cumbersome and annoying when the red dot seems to appear constantly. Sometimes it won't disappear at all, even if you've already claimed all of your rewards. The game has some claim all buttons that let you claim everything on the respective screen, but I'm hoping that one day the developers will place a claim all button on the main screen so we don't have to click into all of these menus. Unite also has a sort of loot crate mechanic where you can spend energy rewarded from playing matches at a gacha machine. You can only spend so much energy each week, but some of the rewards are great, like this super cute Snorlax outfit. Lastly, Unite offers a battle pass that gives you free rewards for playing the game, but even more rewards for buying the pass. Each battle pass lasts a month or so and focuses on a main Pokemon. The draw from this is the exclusive holoware for said Pokemon and extra in-game currency. Pokémon Unite offers two kinds of items to help aid your Pokémon in battle. First, there are battle items. Battle items take up a button slot in matches and allow players multiple uses of it during the battle. You can only pick one to have each match, but they are super helpful. You can pick a potion to heal up, an X speed to give yourself a burst of movement, a goal getter that increases your scoring speed, and many others. Second are the held items. Held items tweak a Pokemon's stats and capabilities. You can attach 3 items to a Pokemon per battle, and they range from increasing your Pokemon's base stats to granting shields and healing outside of combat. Each held item can be purchased at the shop, and they always start at level 1. You can increase their level with item enhancers, further boosting their stat changes and effects. The shop is split into 3 separate mini-shops that each carry different items for purchase. The UBC is where you'll buy Pokémon Unite licenses. You can either buy them with in-game currency, called EOS coins, or spend real money in the form of gems. The second shop, the EOS Emporium, is for in-game items and accessories for your avatar. Here you can snazz up your avatar, buy item enhancers, purchase stickers and backgrounds for your in-game profile, and obtain extra energy for your gacha machine. The last store, called Zerko Trading, is where you can find outfits, called holoware, for your Pokemon. These outfits do not provide any kind of buff or stat change for your Pokemon, but some of them do change how your Pokemon scores goals and returns to base during matches. Although Pokémon Unite is free to play, the game can get quite expensive due to the high costs of many items and outfits. Players may get discouraged due to these prices, but the game is fully playable without any of this extra fluff. If you really want some costumes and discounts, I would recommend joining the Unite Club membership. For $10 a month, you can get over 1,000 gems, which is about $20 in real life money, free monthly holoware, and discounts on Pokémon Unite licenses and clothes for your avatar. So essentially, it just kind of makes everything else cheaper, and you get double the gems for only $10. Pokémon Unite is a super fun, yet sometimes aggravating, free-to-play MOBA. Fans of the Pokémon franchise will especially enjoy taking their favorite Pokémon into battle and duking it out with players all over the world. You can even team up with up to 4 other friends and battle together. Although it may not be League of Legends extensive in its strategy and complexity of characters, it's a great entry-level MOBA that even professional players can pick up and enjoy. I would definitely recommend this game for both younger and older audiences who are looking for something to pass the hours by with friends or even by yourself. The costs of the game unfortunately are a massive downer, but the growing roster, fast-paced combat, and satisfying team wins are seriously worth it. If you liked this video or are interested in breakdowns of the various Pokemon in the game, consider watching some of my other videos. This is McCrispy, and I hope you have an amazing day.